Today I'm at an old coaching inn dating back to the 1500s, originally known as the Bridge Inn, being next to an ancient Roman road bridge, but it's been known as the George Hotel since the 1740s, named after King George III, most famous for unfortunately losing Britain's territories in America, but he returned to become the leading power in Europe. Being a coaching inn, it was very important for horses and the coaches to be ready to leave on time. Because of that, some of the most important possessions here are to tell the time. The original sundial is still outside, and the famous long case, or better known as the grandfather clock, inside the inn. Why is this famous though? Well, you may have heard a song about this clock. The story starts in mid-Victorian times. At that time, the George was run by the Jenkins brothers. One brother died and the second continued to wind the clock at precisely 11 AM every day. On the day he died as well though, the clock stopped at 11 AM, never to go again. In the 1870s, an American songwriter and composer visited the inn and loved the clock and its story so much, he ended up writing a song about it. You may know the singer of the song as Johnny Cash.
But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
One very cool thing about the inn is that the famous highwayman Dick Turpin stayed here and actually hid out here from the law. Just besides the old grandfather clock is a bookshelf. The bottom has an opening you can crawl under and there's a space in there big enough to fit one man. Although he is a well-known figure and has become romanticised as a heroic figure, he would steal people's horses and deer to sell and fund his own lifestyle. He burgled people's homes and eventually, after joining a gang, he would end up becoming a murderer.
I want this dick in my hands as soon as possible.
That sounds weird.
He was executed in York for his crimes in 1739. There is so much more history I could dive into, but the ghost stories of the George. That's why I'm here tonight, of course. With the hundreds of years of history here and the countless number of visitors here, you'd not be shocked to hear there's more than a fair share of haunted tales. Some notable ones are the unusual voices that are heard coming from the empty bar, said to be farmers arguing over cattle prices. People have said it also could be the Jenkins brothers arguing over whose turn it is to wind the clock. But the most commonly reported ghost sighting is the spirit of a bride. It's said that she was abandoned at the altar and upon arrival here, with a broken heart, she hanged herself in one of the guest rooms. The tale of her ghost is that she's seen in a white bridal dress, but only when a lone male is staying in her room, and it just so happens that's the room I'm staying in tonight. Some weight behind the story of the bride is when a young child saw her. An old general manager of the inn has always known the story of the ghostly figure, but he never believed it for a second. He said that one day he had a family staying there and the young boy was running around the hotel just for fun. But then all of a sudden he was telling everyone about a bride he seen. Jeff, the manager, said he had no wedding parties staying, and when they looked around the inn for the bride themselves, they found nothing. As you can imagine, it sent a shiver down his spine. Was this confirmation of the haunting? Well, I'd say that is pretty weird. I might regret saying this later, but hopefully I can see her for myself tonight. So let's dive into some explorations of the George Inn and try and do some investigations, and hopefully we can talk to some ghosts. Now, the manager was just telling me about one of the workers who used to work here, came down here and saw a man walk around the corner down here. It spooked him so much, he left and never came back, quit working here. So if we see that down here, that would be pretty crazy. All I've got so far is this guy. So just wondering, is there anybody in here with me? Wow, it goes on and goes on. I know this place dates back absolutely hundreds of years. I bet there's all sorts of things happened down here. Is the shadow man down here that's apparently walked out in front of someone before? Do you want to come and say hello? I would appreciate it. I could really make you famous if you walk around that corner right now. It's very creepy down here, guys, but quite quiet. So who is down here? Are you still around? And what are you doing down here? Are you an old worker or something? Is it strange having someone down here asking to speak to you? I would love to see you, just like the other man seen you. Instead of showing yourself, do you think you could maybe let me know you're here by pushing something over? There's plenty of things in here that you could kick. There's a bucket there. There's mops. Alright, well, I don't think you're around tonight, are you? If at all. What about if you're in here? Do you think you could kick this broom over? Knock it off the wall this way? I think we'll head back upstairs. Not much joy. Is there anyone hanging out in the kitchen? I would love it if you could make some sort of sign to let me know you're around. Are the brothers around who used to own this place? Or are you at the bar? I think we'll go there. Alright guys, so apparently in here, if we go around this way, through here, apparently this is the library. A couple of books. Have a good Sunday dinner on here. Is there anyone in this room? The old library? Anyone in here reading? Every room's got a freaking old cool fireplace. Now we are next to a very popular road, and even though it's the middle of the night, still just got to watch out for people walking past messing with you. Alright Jenkins brothers, I've heard you are still around in your pub. Now I wonder, do you still see this place as it was back then? Because I don't know if you know, but it is 2025 now. and it will look very different from what you remember, but it's still an amazing place. Is the lady upstairs around? Can anyone knock for me? Can anyone speak to me? The manager of this place was telling me that unfortunately 2 children had just drowned outside these doors in the river, and people often hear them. I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you hear me? You've just got to watch it when you've got the light on. Bringing the camera up there, it cast a shadow behind that door and it looked like there was someone behind this doorway. I mean, not the door. It looked like there was someone there. Don't know if you can see on camera. It was a bit creepy, but it was just a shadow. So we'll go in the ballroom. It's cold in here, guys. Holy crap. I can see my breath. Well, I've never heard of any stories in here. In fact, I didn't even know it was here until now. The manager told me about it. She said, go in there and check out the ballroom. I think I just woke her up, so apologies for that. And I give her a shock as well. So is there any spirits in the ballroom here? This might sound a bit strange, but I've come to talk to you if you would like to talk. I don't know if people often do that here. I haven't seen anyone else do that. So, spirits of the George. I've seen stories of you around. I wonder, is anyone down in the ballroom down here? It's absolutely freezing cold in here. I'm literally shivering, or trying to stop myself from shivering. I've got goosebumps all over my body. Can anyone make some kind of noise for me? Can you push a chair out from these tables? That would convince me that you're here, and if you are here, I'm not trying to ask party tricks. I would just like to know if you are around, if the afterlife is real. Because if we could let people know that, that would be amazing. It's very, very quiet. We'll head back up into the other place. Go back where the fire is. Shit. So hey Jenkins brothers, if you're around here, are you chilling by the fire? This looks like a cool place that you could just chill out at. One brother here, one brother on the chair opposite, next to this amazing fire. Don't know if you guys seen that, but I don't know what that flash was. That's weird. There's lights there and one just flashed. Obviously it just could be dodgy electrics, but when I'm asking out for someone and then it just flashes. Should we try it again? Jenkins brothers. Oh shit. Is that just dodgy wiring? Okay, can you do it 2 times to let me know if that's you, Jenkins brothers? Flash it 2 times. Wasn't it you? It was just what the bulb does. Yeah, one flash there. I think it does that on a timer. Now this might seem silly. I even feel a bit silly asking. But was that someone trying to talk to me? I'm just trying to find out if you're still around and spirits are real. Oh, I had to sit in here. Freaking hell, this is actually really comfy. That's so funny with that above your head. A Chesterfield with a bloody curve on the top. Big arch. Never seen that before. Now there's some noises up there, but I think it's the fire. I think it's just burning out. Sometimes it's just good to sit, isn't it? That's what I've been wanting to do somewhere. Just chill out. See what happens. Not great viewing though, is it? Just sitting and chilling. Ooh, it's smelling good in here, guys. Fire's still on. Now here's the clock. The famous clock. And there's a song. Ooh, this is a good chill spot, guys. Right next to the fire. So apparently, people still say that the Jenkins brothers who used to own this place still argue over who's going to set the time on this clock. Is that true? Are the brothers still around? I know the first brother died, who always set the time on the clock, and the second brother carried it on. But unfortunately, when you both passed, it stopped forever. I don't know if you know that, with people saying they've heard you arguing about still trying to set the time, it's stopped. Do you know that you've passed on? If you don't, I'm sorry to break the news. But unfortunately, that's the truth. So the manager was telling me earlier about the man in the basement. A shadow man walked out in front of someone. Gave him a big fright. And the guy never returned. Now, I tried to speak to the guy downstairs in the basement, in the cellar. With no luck. Is he up here? Are you at the bar trying to get a drink? Lovely fire, that's absolutely scalding. So I'll have a double rum and coke, please. So one of the stories is people hear voices at this empty bar. Some have said it could be farmers arguing over cattle. But another story is that it... What the fuck was that? I've just heard talking. Must be someone walking past. That was like proper voices. I can't see. Why would someone be out this late though? Must have been upstairs. The manager's still here. Must have been her. So, do you come here often? So yes, some of the stories are farmers. People hear farmers arguing here over cows and cattle, but some people say it's the old owners arguing. They hear them at this bar. Now, if there is anyone still here, trying to get served, do you think you could maybe talk to me? I would love to hear you. We can have a little chat if you want. Hey, we can have a drink. I'll get you a pint, how's that? Apparently there's two of you, I can get you both a pint. Do you think you could maybe say something out loud for me now? So I know you're there. Tell me what you like to drink. So if you're wondering, guys, why I'm just kind of having a wander around tonight and just kind of asking out, it's because I'm kind of just a little bit fed up of the devices. It seems to be when you take devices there, it's the devices creating activity, but I don't believe it's the ghost using them to create that activity. Most things, when you look at them, you can figure out how they are doing what they do. I don't think it's ghosts. Thought I just heard someone, but I think it's the fire. So I just thought I would just ask out, have a wander around. Is there anyone there? Can you please knock for me? And so far, no joy. Now, am I not getting any joy because I'm just asking out? Do you need more things? Beepy flashy gadgets that supposedly they can touch? Would that help? Or are they just getting set off by other means? Although when I have used my REM pod and music box, they have never ever gone off. In fact, if they did go off, I would probably freak out. I'm telling a lie, actually. At the Ancient Ram Inn, the REM pod went off just for 1 second, but it was where Mr. Grey had already debunked some electrical activity. So it wasn't anyone grabbing it. But if the music box went off, I probably would shit my pants. That thing never goes off. But I guess this is the realities of paranormal investigating. Quietness. Silence. And the trouble is, there's a fire here and the other fire down there, which I've just been sat at, which you've probably just seen. And they're both cracking. So I'm hearing quite a lot of noises, but I think the one I just heard down there was the other fire. And that was the ice machine right behind you. So I'm just still sat at the bar. I'm right in front of the bar. I've just ordered myself a double rum and coke. It's got to be Old J though. Hey, and if you've got Old J cherry, I'll take that, please. Does anyone want to sit down and have a drink with me? I can get you whatever drink you want. It's on me. I can get you a beer. Do you want a beer? If you want to sit down and have a chat, I'll get you a beer, but I need to hear you. What the hell was that right next to me? I've just literally got the chills down my back. And that wasn't the fire this time. Hey, was that someone knocking? Did you just knock right next to me? Did you just sit in the chair? Did you just sit in the chair right next to me? If you did, you might want a little leg room. Can you move the chair back? Give yourself a bit of room. I'd do it for you, but I'm so comfy chilling next to this fire. And I would like to see if you could move the chair back. Okay, I am going to head back up to the room now because it's absolutely silent down here, to be honest, apart from the crackling fire. Or should I say fires, because they've both really been crackling. So I will walk you back to my room. Just to double check. Just don't want that to slam because the manager is up here asleep. Don't want to wake her up. Oh fuck. I was looking through the fucking screen at the camera. Shit myself there. So the haunted room is 11, but as you can see, it's been changed. It's 7. So this is my room for tonight, and the haunted room apparently, because unfortunately
this is where she took her life, and it's probably a pretty obvious place where it happened. I'm guessing it was probably up here, because that's got a good gap above there. It's pretty damn horrible to think of, isn't it? So I'm going to place this music box down here near the door. So I don't know if anyone wants to walk through the door, or if, you know, unfortunately, if it's somehow still there. I've just noticed on this beam. I thought it was all like the burns that they used to do. Not sure if it is. I think it's like chipped in, isn't it? I thought it was the old like burn marks, what they used to do for witches. I did a live on my channel tonight from this room, and I've been asking out for the lady who is supposedly haunting this room for a few hours tonight, so I kind of feel a little bit bad if she is here, asking again. But if the lady who is said to haunt this room is still around, is there any way you could let me know that you're here? People have said that they see you when this room is occupied by a lone male. Well, it's just me here tonight. Do you think you could knock somewhere? Now, I didn't really want to get any devices out, to be honest, but I think I might just put a few down and maybe try that. Like I said downstairs, is me not using them the reason why they're not going off? What if I put them down and she decides to touch this or that? Hey, it's worth a shot. So I tried this on my live tonight on the channel, but I'm just going to try it again, because if she's hanged herself in this room, I'm guessing it was probably up here, because that's got a good gap above there. It's pretty damn horrible to think of, isn't it? So I'm going to place this music box down here near the door. So I don't know if anyone wants to walk through the door, or if, you know, unfortunately, if it's somehow still there. I've just noticed on this beam. I thought it was all like the burns that they used to do. Not sure if it is. I think it's like chipped in, isn't it? I thought it was the old like burn marks, what they used to do for witches. So I'm just going to place this device on the bed here now. I know you won't recognise this, because this is kind of new technology from our time, but all it is a device that plays music like this. Alright, so all you do with this thing is just literally walk in front of it. If you just walk in front of it over in this area, that little box should see you and play music. I mean, there's not really much going on, is there? Should I just go all out and use every bloody device known to man? Alright guys, I'm just doing silly stuff now, just for a laugh, why not? Let's try GhostTube Seer with the GhostTube lens. Hey, it's worth a shot, right? Now, just with me being by myself, I don't need to put the bloody lens on, but I've got it, so why not just give it a shot? And the funny thing is about this GhostTube Seer lens, I only got it for a bloody 3-second skit, which I'll show you right now. I'm getting an image coming through, guys. What is it? It looks like a review of Amy's Crypt. I would love to do kind of the Estes method now, but being by myself, who's going to ask me questions? So I'm just going to put this voice recorder down next to me while I'm doing this, just maybe ask out. So yeah, I've just put that voice recorder down next to me just to see if anything comes through. Hey, you never know, do you? And I thought, why not try this GhostTube Seer, because hey, it's worth a shot. And there's a very particular person who apparently haunts this room, and I'm not going to say it out loud just in case the phone is listening to you or anything. I just want to see if maybe the image of this person would come through, because I'd be pretty shocked if it did. Oh damn, this is pretty crazy actually, guys. I didn't know it's all like static TV. This is pretty funky. Alright, so I'm just going to ask out again for the spirit who is apparently haunting this room. I've seen the stories online. I've heard the stories downstairs from the manager who lives and works here. A lot of people have said that you're around, and I'm trying to not give this thing on my head any hints at who you are, but what this thing is supposed to do is show me pictures, and don't ask me how, but somehow you can make pictures appear on it. Oh, we're getting a picture. What on earth is it showing me? I literally don't know what that is. I think it's too bright to actually see. Nope, absolutely no idea what that is. What on earth is that? I couldn't even describe it. That is weird. So yeah, I just want to say, if you are here, I mean, you could be stood at the end of the bed right now. I can't bloody see. I'm so sorry for what happened. It's an absolute tragedy. It's not nice to hear that you would do something like that and be left alone like that, to feel the way that you did, to make you do what you did. It's not nice. I'm so sorry about that. Do you think there's some way you can possibly show yourself through this thing on my face? Do you think there's some way you could possibly show yourself at the end of the bed? Because I have these devices here what actually can see you if you maybe do that. You might feel more comfortable now doing it with me not being able to see you. And if you see this little thing on the bed next to me, people say that if you talk into that I'll be able to hear your voice. Do you think you maybe would be able to say something now? And can I just ask, what is your name? Because a lot of people say something, but I just want to confirm if that is true. Can you say your name for me, please, right now? So if you are there and you just said your name, I'll listen to this back afterwards, but I just want to know, how old were you when you did pass in this room? Did you feel embarrassed about what happened? Getting left like that and stood up like that? Did it break your heart? All I'm getting on GhostTube, see guys, is some static. I don't know if there's any images coming through anymore. Just that one strange one, which I have no idea what it was. Now, I know this is just for an entertainment purposes kind of thing, but I just thought, hey, why not just give it a shot and see what happens? And I tell you what, if the certain image comes through that I would like to come through, I would be pretty damn shocked. Oh, we're getting an image. Speaking of an image, guys. Wow, what on earth is going on here? A bunch of people. That's some kind of abbey or something? Is it nuns? Can't quite see because this thing in front of my eyes is actually steaming up. So that took a while to get that image there. I'm not sure how this thing works. Could we maybe get an image more faster this time? If there is anyone there and is actually able to manipulate this. Hey, I've got a good plan, guys. Whoa, I'm getting a very creepy image. What on earth is this? Very, very strange. What is that red thing underneath the dress? That is pretty odd. Do you guys think that aligns up with what's meant to be in this room? Is that just a reach? But guys, I tell you one thing I might try while I'm just looking at static. Why don't I put some static on? Not static X, because a lot of people tell me, hey Mythos, it's static that the spirit box uses for the spirit voices to come through. Even though a lot of people have said, no, it's the music. The spirits are using the songs to choose words from. So people are telling me different things. So instead of using the spirit box, I thought I would get something that just plays static. Now if you see my live stream from here, I've already been trying this. But while I'm just looking at static, we can stick some static on next to me. And if people are really truly able to speak through static, give it a shot with this. Oh, I've missed another image. Bloomin' hell, guys, we're in Lord of the Rings or something. Wow, what is going on here? Okay, now I'm hearing static, just looking at static. This is pretty funky. So the people on the internet are telling me that ghosts can use static to talk. Is anyone able to talk through this static? Now this thing doesn't work, but if it's genuinely just the static that they need, you could use your voice and come through there. That would be awesome. Is there anything you want to say? Do you want to tell me why you hang yourself in this room? Do you want to give your explanation? Maybe the theories out there are wrong. We could correct everyone, tell them what really happened. Wow, we are getting an image. That is a funky image. What is going on there? Is that Amy from Amy's Crypt? Has she snuck into her own AI app? A love heart face there as well. What is going on? And a little something off in the distance, creeping through, popping in and out. What is that? I have no idea. I think we'll stop this there though. Hey, so I think I'm going to call that a night there. It's been a pretty long night and a pretty quiet night, which is probably just expected now, right? I've been calling out. I was going to try and use no devices because I thought, let's just ask out. The devices are pretty silly, aren't they? But I thought, let's just get them out anyway and give them a shot. It might be worth a try, right? But not really any luck. What did you think of those Ghost Tube Seer images? I didn't think I was going to be using apps on the channel, but hey, I thought that might be worth a shot, because if the image of a bride come through, if the image of a bloody bride being hung come through, that would have probably blew my mind. But unfortunately, we didn't really get much. Hey, we did get that figure though, didn't we? But that was kind of a bluey figure. I don't know. You could probably reach and say, hey, that's her, but I don't think it was. Not much on the voice recorder, of course. Well, I say not much. Nothing on the voice recorder. But hey, this place is a super cool place. If you want to come for a Sunday dinner, ideal place. So with that, I just want to say thank you for watching, guys. Another very quiet night. Apologies for that, but hey, if no one wants to talk, I can't make them, can I? So I appreciate you watching. If you're still sticking around, I'm shocked, but I appreciate you. What a legend. Thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next one.